Hello, I'm Peggy O'Neill, and welcome to today's live learning how to have a body that can receive and hold more money. I'm Peggy O'Neill, and I'm the founder of Answering the Call and the creator of Wisdomary Leading. Wisdomary Leading is a way of leading our lives, organizations, cities, countries that aligns with our essential nature, who we truly are. And what's the benefit of that? Well, that is that we experience more flow, resourcefulness, abundance, aliveness in life. So it's quite a great benefit to live aligned with who we truly are. We're more in the flow as well because we're aligned with who we truly are. And so that's what Wisdomary Leading is. And today we're going to do some of that by exploring how to have that body. It's going to let us have more money if we want more money, and to hold on to more money if we want to hold on to it more. If you're here live, please say hi in the comments. If you're watching this on replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments. I love knowing that you were here. And at any time, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know and I will reply. So let's get started. So how to have a body that can receive and hold money, and we're going to discover the role that your body plays on your ability to make, have, and receive money, what you can do to have a body that aligns with your financial goals, and specific actions that you can take. So what is the role that money plays? Well, depending on how you're experiencing your body, it's going to be a good indicator of what's happening with your ability to make, have, and receive money, because the feeling of our body, the energy of our body influences our relationship with money, because money is another resource that's available in our lives, and it corresponds with our beliefs, our energy, our thoughts, what we talk about. And so it's key to have the body that aligns with the money that we want. So for example, if I feel powerful and full of vitality, then I'm going to be able to engage with clients, potential clients, with activity in the world that that lets people know who I am, like with marketing or networking or even receiving. Because if my body is a shut down body, then I can't receive. Even if I could be out there networking all the time, but if I'm really like keeping people at a distance, uncomfortable in my body, then people are uncomfortable with us, being around us, not our personality, but being around us, and then they're not going to do business with us. And if I feel weak and tired, then I'm not going to feel capable of receiving money, more money, taking care of money, going and doing the things that are necessary in a business to have money. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't have an unhealthy body. So our body could actually feel somewhat depleted in a healthy, unhealthy way. And yet we can still have vitality and energy and aliveness. So all you have to do is think of Michael J. Fox. His body is ravaged by Parkinson. And yet he stays vibrant. I mean, he's told us how he's had some really bad days, but he stays vibrant and alive in his body. There was a young boy, if you recall, if you're old enough to, if you're not too young, then a young boy was on Oprah regularly named Maddie Stepanek. Remember his poetry? He was such a loving, sweet young boy, and very unhealthy body. But his heart led, his body was full and rich, and he wanted to give that away and share that with the world. So you can, so you just can notice right now, what does my body feel like? Does it feel powerful, or do I feel weak? If I stand up, how do I hold my body? Am I leaning over, kind of looking down? Or am I standing up and looking up and standing up straight and alive and vital? Because actually, yes, if we look down a lot, then it does actually make us feel more depressed, more out of touch with life, more disconnected. So just check it out. Just notice. If you're looking down all the time, Notice it's not as positive in energy, not as happy in energy. So, and we're on the computer all the time, so you can actually, I've reset how my computer system is, so I'm looking up now. I'm looking into my computer, still looking down. So that's helped a lot with me just in general. So with your body, do you feel like a pushover? Or are you a bully? Are you intimidating? So we want our bodies to be open, allowing, free. So all right, so got to have the body that aligns with the money that we want to make. And if we feel small too, if we feel small, couch potatoes, not going to be able to do real well financially. Usually, there are probably exceptions out there. But if you don't have the money that you want, then this would be definitely a place to look. Also, our emotions play an impact our bodies as well as our thinking. Then emotions and thinking, of course, often go together. So if I'm afraid, then it's going to show up in my body, how I hold my body, how I move my hands, my body, whether I look at people and so on. So our emotions are going to impact how we are with money. If we're fearful around money, then we might not spend enough, because we want to be flowing money. If we're holding on to money because we're afraid, we're fearful, we're feel lacking, we feel we're afraid to let go of money, or greed, then it can be harder to receive money because of the fear of holding. Doesn't let the flow, so we're not experiencing flow, and people don't experience that with us, and so it's an energy and a way of us relating and going out in the world that's not in alignment with having a lot of money. If we're anxious, same thing. Feeling hopeless, same thing. So, but if we're feeling excited about life and enjoying what we do, again, just a totally different energy relationship with life, we're going to have a more positive relationship with money. And then we're going to be more likely to have it and receive it. Now, a lot of us have been taught, well, just change your thinking. Well, if you know who you truly are, you know that's not possible, because thoughts just come to us. But what you can do is notice when your thoughts are out of alignment with having money, receiving money, making money. And then don't pay attention to them. As best you can, relax your attention. Ignore those thoughts. Don't put your energy there. There's nothing wrong with them being there. They're just there. They're floating around like clouds. They're just there. You didn't do anything wrong. You're not making them happen. It's not an indicator of who you are. It's not an indicator of what's possible. Those thoughts are just like clouds floating around. But what we can do is not pay attention to them, not get caught up in them, ignore them, don't believe them. And as you relax your attention, then we're open to other thoughts that can come to us. And then, yes, there are actually some things that we can do that can influence the thoughts that we have. So be around positive people, around people who have a good relationship with money, that talk positively about money. You can read books that are that can help, that are inspiring around money, or watch videos that are inspiring. And it doesn't have to be just around money, of course. It can be any books that help you feel more peaceful and alive and open. So reading can assist, because what happens is, as we read, watch, or around people that speak more positively in life in general, more upbeat about life in general, then that influences what we pay attention to. So you can still have all those, let's say, negative thoughts floating around, but if you've been around a lot of positive people and activity, you're going to be more likely to notice the positive ones in your life, positive thoughts, and not so much the negative. And it'll be easier to not put your attention on them. The more attention we put on them, and the more we believe them, and the more they influence our body, our emotions, and our ability to take action, to do the things that we want to do, to take care of money and take care of ourselves. Also, to pay attention to what we say. Are you talking in a way that like there's no money, you can't make money, there's a recession? I've had a lot of clients during times of recession, and then when they first come to me, it's like, but we're in a recession, we can't make any money. Well, there you go. So it doesn't mean we ignore what other people say about the economy and economic conditions. We just don't have to get pulled into that conversation. We might have to be more creative in those times. That's fine. We just don't need to get pulled into that conversation. People have told me, I lived in Sonoma County in California, and other coaches would come up to me and say, it's so hard to make money in Sonoma County. It's so hard to make money around here as a coach. And I would just talk to them until, a few more minutes, be polite, say, now I'm going to go talk to Bob over there. It's like, I'm not going to get sucked into that conversation. No, I'm going to make the money that I want to make, and I'm not going to let their conversation pull me into something. I didn't argue with them. I didn't try to convince them in anything. They're really caught up in that belief. Pays off. It's a great belief to have, right? It's a recession. You can't make money. Well, then you don't have to do anything, right? And you've got a great excuse for why you don't have money. So really paying attention to what we say, what we don't say, and what other people are saying, and just as you notice that you're talking in ways that aren't consistent with what you want, you can stop mid-sentence and say what is consistent with what you want. Okay, so we've covered the role your body plays on your ability, and let's see, so what can you do to have a body that aligns with your financial goals? Well, first observe your body based on what we're talking about today. So start observing. What do I feel like? What does my body feel like? What am I feeling in my body? What kind of sensations, emotions? Do I feel energized? Do I feel tired all the time? So the first thing is to observe. And then what you can do is you can ask yourself, why does my body feel this way? It could be the way you're eating. Could be that you're not exercising. Could be that there's so much stress in your life. Could be you're so busy all the time that you really haven't really noticed how your body feels. But also busyness is another form of energy that can actually keep things away. Because if you're too busy, then there's an energy that you don't have time for something, that it's not an open energy, it's a closing energy. If you're not getting enough rest, then again, your body can be too tired to take on more business or to be creative about business. It's not always about taking on new business. Sometimes it's about pricing things differently, or restructuring what you do. So again, I've worked with people around that sort of thing too. So it's not necessarily having a lot more business, but it's being more creative, or just even sometimes it's just seem to be minor changes that can make a huge difference. Maybe we need strength training. You've got to feel strong to go out there in the world. I mean, years ago, thousands of years ago, we were always moving around and standing up, and I've recently done that. I've set up where most of the time during the day now I'm standing, and while I'm reading emails, answering emails, doing research, designing like this time together. So that's helped a lot with me feeling more energized, as well as knowing I'm taking better care of my body. So there are things that we just have to do to take care of this beautiful body that we have, that allows us to experience and express and create, and to let consciousness live through us and fully express through us. And we have we can take care of ourselves. Are we sitting too much? Let's see what else about what we can do. Whatever ideas you have, put them in the comments. I'm sure there are other things So anyway, but keeping our body, making sure it's energized. Again, not doing it to make more money, okay? Because that'll get us in a trap. Well, if I exercise, then I'll make more money. No, it's more about noticing, do I have a body that aligns with making more money? And then creating that body out of a wanting to have a healthy body. It's wanting to live in a vibrant way. And then that'll also just support you in making more money. But you want to do it to take care of yourself. But we've got to have a body that aligns with making more money, or it's going to be very, very challenging. All right, so some specific things that you can do. So the last thing, specific actions you can take now. So, um, first thing is really to observe feelings in your bodies. Are you feeling sluggish, irritable, fast, slow? How you're moving, how it's feeling. To notice your conversations that you're having, the thoughts that you're having. Write those down, because becoming aware of a lot of this is a big part of it. I used to have a coach that said awareness is like 90% of it all. So becoming aware in this conversation, things are already changing for you. And then you can maybe some exercises come to you while we're talking right now. Oh yeah, I know. Strength training would be good, or walking would be good, or maybe some yoga, or making sure I'm standing up straight. Those sorts of things. So write it down right now. Just write it down right now and get it in your calendar. And so you hopefully start doing it. You want to be paying attention to how you move. Again, are you moving too fast? Well, you can slow down your walking right now. Or maybe you're moving so slowly that you're going to pick up speed with how you talk and move. Because if we're moving too fast, and again, it sends a signal that think about something that's moving really fast. You feel like you can't catch it, right? You can't get on board with it. And so that's the energy we're putting out. And so we're not still enough to be able to receive money because we're moving so quickly. So it's just the energy of the universe. Are we too slow? Are we too sluggish? And then I already mentioned this, but moving money too. If we're hoarding money, then that's probably based on fear or greed, both of which are a lack conversation. And so you're creating more lack in your life by living aligned with lack. Now, I'm not talking about giving all your money away. Not at all. I'm not talking about being irresponsible either. No. You can start small, but to start making sure you're moving money, keeping the energy flowing. Let's see, what else can you do? Specific actions you can take now. I think that's covered it. And then to notice the conversations that you have. So now, and you will, now that you've listened to this, you will start noticing what you're talking about, and then change the conversations. Now, sometimes people think that's really awkward because you're used to talking a certain way and now you're not, or you're used to getting engaged with your friends and talking to your colleagues and talking in a certain way and now you're not. It can feel very awkward. I know it can. But you decide what's more important to you. Get sucked into those conversations. I mean, I tell people when I start talking about things like how hard it is to make money, or how hard it is to have clients or keep clients or whatever, I tell them. I mean, they know me well enough too. Our relationship is such that I'm not going to talk about that. I mean, I'm fun about it like that. Like, I'm not going to talk about that. You can keep talking about it. I'm not listening right now. When you're through talking about it, I'll come back and talk to you. That's fine. You can explain to coworkers. If you're in sales, you can explain to coworkers what you're doing. You don't want to get caught up in that. Or you do, but that's okay. But then you just want to acknowledge that, okay, I'd rather be caught up in the impossibility than create the possibility. Okay, I'm going to see if there are any questions or comments. And then, okay, there are none for those of you that are watching a replay. So I will recap the role your body plays. I'm sure it's pretty clear now that it's how the money we have is going to be a reflection of the energy, the dynamic, the power. And I don't mean power over, but just, do we feel powerful? Do we feel like we can take on the world and live in a big, abundant way? If that's what we want. If we want to live small, I'm not making that wrong. If you want to live small, that's fine too. Could be just the opposite. Maybe you've got so much money that it's not letting you live small. There are rich people. A lot of us think that these really wealthy people have it easy. No, they don't. They have the same issues at a different level. In fact, for them, I mean, sometimes we think, well, maybe I don't have friends because I don't have enough money, those sorts of things. I've never thought that, but I know there are people who think that. But there are people that are really wealthy that then are concerned that people only are friends because they're wealthy. So just being wealthy doesn't So, I mean, it helps. Yes, yes, we all know that. Now that's public knowledge. They don't poo-poo that anymore. We all need a certain amount of money to feel comfortable and safe and secure in the world. But then beyond that, then what do we really want to make to live the life that we want to? That's one of the things that's critical too, is not trying to keep up with the Joneses or do what society says, but honor what's true for us in our hearts. And then what can you do to have a body that aligns? Well, first you want to observe, and then you want to make sure you're doing the physical activities, eating. Well, you all know this. Sleeping, and then making sure that you're listening to, watching, having friends that talk about money in ways that are supportive of how you want to live. And then specific actions. The first would be to observe what you say, observe the actions that you take, how you move your body. Just start noticing. Like what I've noticed a lot lately, for some reason I hold my arms really tightly to my side. That is not useful. It's not expressive, it's not open, it's not alive, and so I'm really having to open that up. I don't know where that came from. I mean, I've always done it to an extent, but lately it's been tighter, so it's something for me to focus on. So notice how your body's moving, and then once you notice and observe what you're talking about, what you're feeling, what you're saying, what other people are saying to you, then start adjusting your life to align with what you truly want, the energy that you want. What would be the types of exercises that would help you? If you want any help with that, then just ask in the comments. Say, my body feels this way. What would be a good exercise for that, or a practice for that? Fine to do that. If you want a quick 30-minute chat about any of this, just send me a message, DM, and I'm happy to have a 30-minute, no pressure, supportive call for you to focus on, do I have the body, how to have the body that'll help me receive, hold, and make the money that I want. So that ends that today. I will say I do have a complimentary workshop next Wednesday, April the, let's see, what would that be? 13th, 14th, yeah, 17th, April 17th, from 1:30 to 3 Central. And it's about creation. It's about how do we create consistently with what we know about the universe and who we truly are. It's a real mind-blowing opportunity. Can really change how you see creativity in yourself and what's possible. And so we'll have some fun together. So if you want to attend that complimentary workshop on creating when there is no one, remember who we are is one being. There's no separate self. So there's no one actually creating. That's one of the things that gets us all messed up about trying to create and judging ourselves and so on. So we start acknowledging that, wait, there's no creator, then how do I create? Interesting question, isn't it? So join us next Wednesday, 1:30 to 3. Just send me a message, or you can email me if you want to, Peggy, Peggy, at Peggy-Oneal.com. Peggy at Peggy-O'Neill.com, or message me, or put it in the comments, and I'll send you the Zoom link. Okay? And the recording, so there's no recording. Okay. So I hope to see you there, and have a great time helping your body and your conversations, your thinking, your emotions, all really goes together, align with what you're really up to financially, so you can meet all the financial goals that your heart knows is possible, and that your heart desires for you to live the life that's aligned with who you truly are and how you want to live and express in life. Thanks for being here. Bye.